This is You Call This Yoga. I'm Kiesha Battles. Some faces and names I know very well. I appreciate you supporting our programming, which we try to make accessible. The practice that I'm going to offer to you today is Yin Yoga, which is a slower meditative type of space. It could be gentle. It could also be a little bit stretchy, depending upon what you might personally need today. We are a space of community, so if there's something that you need, you want to say, feel free to come off of mute. I'm open to taking requests and suggestions. You could also use the chat feature if you need me. Right. I was asked to title what we're offering today, and I told Howie we were doing Yin Yoga to create balance. I'm sure right away Howie was like, wait a minute. Balance, standing, eagle pose. No, not that type of balance, but definitely balancing out body, spirit, and really balancing out right and left side, maybe front and back side as well today. You could be set up with your Christmas tree. Yes. You could have your Snoopy. You might have a blanket, fluffy socks. You don't really need anything but yourself. Let's start in any position. Any position. You could lay down, you could sit up, you could move to a chair. Marcia's grabbed hold of a pillow. It could be a seat of meditation, contemplation. I see Eddie in child's pose right away. And part of us creating balance is finding what we need as we're living in this world, in this external space. So in our yoga practice, we have freedom to choose what we need in every breath, every minute, every shape that we connect to on the mat. I'm going to talk to you for a few moments as you settle into the starting spot. I like to give rules of engagement as we play with our bodies and even our thoughts. The first rule is you are never stuck. If you need to itch, change positions, or even come out of the class because you've had enough, trust that you've done your yoga practice today. I have silence in my space, but you're always welcome to play tunes that support you in any type of way. Breath is the most important thing to unite us, to balance us. So let's start to shift our attention and our awareness to breath. You could use your hands, place them on your body in any way. You could also let your hands rest. My eyes are open. Maybe it's the time to relax your eyes and lower your gaze or close them completely. I won't tell you what to do because your body knows how to breathe on its own. Let's sit in this position for 1 minute, connecting to you versus me and the external. That's what a minute feels like. Hi, Miss Barbara. You found me. We're going to hold some things for longer than a minute. You might enjoy being in things longer than I suggest. Please listen to your choices before you move. Half of a butterfly. If you're seated, straighten your legs out. If you're on your back, make some shifts to extend your legs. We're going to try to lead with our left side, which tends to be the less dominant side in our culture. So often you'll hear me say, move with your left side. So your left leg, draw the sole of your foot inside of your right leg. You might choose to support either leg with pillows, blocks. Your right leg doesn't have to be completely straight. You might have some bend in it. I'm giving you a bunch of options because you're going to change during the time that we hold. You could sit upright. You could start to fold towards your straight leg. You might use your hands to touch your leg. In this practice, there's no need to grasp or necessarily pull. We allow time to resonate with the body. We allow breath to resonate with your mind. Look for not too much, not too little sensation. Shift things at any time. If you haven't, I invite you to close your mouth and try to breathe through your nose. Think of the breath entering in through your left nostril, and the breath flows out through the right side. Breathe in, left nostril. Breathe out through the right side. Inhale. Exhale. The breath naturally occurs, so you don't necessarily have to focus and think about it. You might have other thoughts floating around, because that's what your mind naturally does. It starts to think and process. Just think about us sitting still gives us a little bit more time to digest what the mind is sending our way. Good, bad, neutral thoughts. Let them flow steady. Not holding on to them for too long in any way. We're beyond the halfway point of holding this shape. It could be enough for you. You might want more in a different way. I'm going to hold this for 2 more breaths. When you release out of the pose, you might just get still for a moment and let things kind of settle on their own. Or you might naturally move your body. So I'm freeing out my bent leg. I'm kind of bouncing my knees out. Might shift some things out. We're also invited not to rush to check off the other side. So allow this to be a little pause, a little rebound. Maybe even take the time to look around your space, whether it's clean or not. Opposite side when you are ready, this half butterfly. And there's no reason that says that you could lay down on this side when you were sitting up, or the reverse. So many possibilities with our bodies as well as our thoughts. I talked a lot on one side. I'm going to be quiet on this side. Trust that you're not alone. Deb reminds us that we might start one way and then shift. We might even come out. As Barbara's taking some movement in her head and neck, even though her hip is still grounded down. If you like to accomplish things and you're just holding it because I have this clock, maybe you release that need, or just know you probably have 4 more breaths. I know, Angela. I'm going to start to release. Think about if you kind of just pause for a moment when you come out, or if the body just naturally wants to shake things out. You could rub your knees on your back. You might hug your knees in towards your chest. A little dynamic movement before we come into a hold. It'll be cat-cow. Some of you know it's seated. It could also be done on your back. I'll show seated first, and then I'll guide through the spine. Marcia, I'm sure you know how to connect to that. Seated, you could have your legs straight. Maybe you bring them a little bit apart. You could fully butterfly your legs where the bottoms of your feet touch. I'm going to cross my legs in what some of us call the easy seat position, kind of crisscross applesauce. In whatever seated position, have your hands on your legs. When you breathe in, tilt your chest forward, maybe even your nose forward. Think of snipping something delicious that you might eat today. When you exhale, lean back, curl your chin in towards your chest. Some of us are going to round our backs and lean back as much as we can. Your arms might straighten. Inhale, pull your chest forward, your nose forward, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, cat, round back, aim your chin to your chest. That's if you're seated. If you're on your back, have your head and shoulders down, your legs in a bridge position. Your feet are flat, your knees face up. Let your arms relax down beside you with your palms up. For the inhale, puff your chest up, roll your shoulders in, almost as if you were going to go into bridge arms, but you don't. You might feel the sway in your back. And then exhale, pull your belly down, scoop your tailbone up, almost as if you're going to lift your seat up, but you don't. Inhale, push your shoulders down, puff your chest up. Exhale, pull your belly down, scoop your glutes up. A few more movements, whether you're seated or on your back. If stillness resonates with you better, definitely do that. Give yourself a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, nice choice, Howie, 3, 2, and 1. Find a neutral position with your spine, your mind. And let your breath release out of your mouth. Let's move into a twist. This could be seated or on your back. Those of you seated, I'm in the easy seat, but I'm going to switch the cross of my ankles. In the seat, inhale, sit up, lift your chest up, maybe stretch your arms up. Exhale, twist towards your left. Cross your right hand to any part of your left leg. Bring your left arm behind you to help prop you up. Think of sitting tall and regal in your spine. And use your exhale to gently massage your belly to the left a little bit more. Breathe in and breathe out. I see some of you connecting to the twist on the floor. If by chance you're off camera and you need guidance for that, Courtney, we'll do the twist that Marcia's in, the one leg twist. Pull your left knee in towards your chest, hug it. And then pull your left leg over towards the right where you shift towards your right hip. Now right here, my body naturally says to move. So I kind of shift my hips a bit, adjust my feet. You can even prop your twist with a block or a pillow. Your arms can relax or hold you. Look in any direction that serves you best. And I love how Howie came out of it. He heard the tip, grabbed the prop, and then reset. Now that you're there, maybe notice what you feel. Is it too much, too little? Find that balance that makes it just right. Balance in life could be considered the key to everything. So not too much, not too little. Just right. And you might need more at the beautiful age of 70. You might need less at the age of 30. You might need more in the daytime, less in the evening. Use this practice to balance out you so far in this day. About 2 more breaths for me. You might linger in the space longer. Gently come out of your twist. Try to bring your spine back to a neutral position for you. Be still or move in any type of way. As we prepare to twist in the opposite direction, those of you seated with me, inhale, stretch your arms out. Exhale, find your twist in the opposite direction. Use your left hand to touch your right leg. Bring your right hand behind you. I'll be silent on this side. You probably need less if you've had a hearty meal. Twist, spine, the belly in many ways. You might need more if you've been sitting at your computer or on your couch. 2 more breaths for me. I'll slowly wind out. Bring your spine back to your space of neutral. I'm going to release what's bent, so I'm going to extend my legs out. And the next bit of movement before we hold another shape would be to take kind of Kundalini circles, circling your upper body around if you're seated. Think a clockwise motion. If you're on your back, full wind relieving pose, draw your knees into your chest. Have your hands on your knees and then circle your knees out. And if we're leading with the left side, we go counterclockwise. Some of you have heard me say before, big circles, little circles, fast circles, small circles. Miss Barbara's moving her upper body into the circles. Tiffany's slow and meditative with the circles. I'm sure someone's like, no circles. I want squares. Take your time. I'm going to start to set up the next shape we'll hold. Tapping back into our hips. Deer pose. I'll give options seated and then reclined. Extend your legs out. And then distance your feet maybe the width of your mat. And of course, I'm sideways, so not that wide. Your left leg, bend it where you can cross your foot over to the right. It might seem a little bit like the butterfly. I lean over to my left side, maybe even rest on my left forearm to guide my right leg behind me where it can bend. You could stay leaning. You might even have a prop to support you. You could sit up and more weight will be on your left side. You might feel it in your right hip. Try to disconnect your legs so your foot doesn't touch your right leg. You might walk your right foot behind you and get a little bit more sensation in the top of your thigh. So not too much, not too little on either side. More choices. We could lean forward into it with a flat back or a rounded back. We could twist away from it, twisting more towards the bent leg, towards your left side. There's a little twist towards the right side, like the closed side. And Miss Barbara has said, I know what to do on my back. I love it. She's been practicing for quite some time. And when we practice for some time, we know our own options. So trust that. On your back, Miss Barbara's chosen reclined butterfly to support her hips. If it's new to you, lay flat on your back, bend your legs like we would in a bridge. Your left foot, cross it over your right thigh. It's like a triangle created with both legs. You could keep your right foot on the floor. You could pick your right foot up. And it'd be great if you had a chair to support your leg. Or use your hands. Some of you have straps. A lot of choices, right? Main thing, a little sensation in your lower body. That might create some awakening in your upper body as well. If you are feeling a sensation that's not a red flag of an ouch, you're probably doing it perfectly well. Marcia is in the restorative version of it. And why I say restorative, she grabbed extra pillows, blankets to make it comfortable. With all that set up, let's shift our attention back to breathing. Life is a balance of holding on and letting go. Same thing that we're doing in this practice. Holding on to what it is we need and letting go of the stuff that we don't. What Kiesha likes might not be what Howie likes today. So Howie's always free to let some of it go. This will be slightly a longer hold. One consideration, you could always completely come out and pause for a moment, and then you might choose to come back in. You could also say one side of my body needs more time. So if it happens to be the other side, you might shift sooner than me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Balance between holding on and letting go. Hold on to what you kind of know heart-wise, what is best for you. Let go of mind-wise that kind of causes you to control and force. I see Eddie in the reclined version rocking a bit. Miss Barbara is loosening up her ankles. I feel like Angela's just, energetically connecting with me with her eyes. It's been a couple of weeks since we had gentle yoga together. Howie's found that Goldilocks position of just enough. So we're about at the halfway point of our hour. Kiesha could probably stay in this pose for the next 30 minutes. But I'm here to serve you, not me. When it's time to release it, be mindful, come out the way you came in. However, if you're laying all the way down, curl to one side before you sit up. So for me, I'm going to start to use my hands to pop back up. Very careful to release the back leg, your bent knee. Choose the stillness or the movement. Since you are in the comfort of your home, always feel free to grab some water, fuel yourself in other ways as well. Deer pose, reclined pigeon, the opposite side. It'll feel different. It'll look somewhat different. And that's why we're called You Call This Yoga. It feels different. It looks different for all of us. Age, body type, race, time of day, location on the planet, language. Silence is universal. Breath is universal. Time, universal in some types of ways. The clock gives us 4 minutes. Remember, you're not stuck in the shape in any type of way. The clock says we are halfway there, but you get to consider where is there. Yeah. I'm wondering where you are, Angela, because you already have your decorations up. I'm sure I could use you to help me balance out my home life in so many ways. If you notice, I just took the orange lights down that we had for the fall season. Deb is showing her advanced yoga skills by smiling. When the smile shows upon your face, you found that bliss, what you need. My thinkers, we have about a minute to play. Two more breaths for Kiesha. You might have released and found another still spot like Marcia. Kind when you release any bent knees. Movement or stillness. As you find your release, your rebound, let me contemplate how balanced we are energetically. And that kind of moves through the spine. We took a twist. We folded. We circled and swirled the spine. Let's move into lateral movement. Here's where I'm going to lay on my back for the banana pose, the rainbow type of effect. Let me show options for those of you that are seated. I would grab some form of props to rest beside my left hip, left side, with enough height where you could rest your arm, kind of maybe slide into the prop. Looking for a little bend and stretch in your right side from your hip through your ribs. Some of us will kind of fold a lot more with it. You could use your left hand to support your head. You could drape your right arm over your head for more kind of lateral. But then it's work to keep your arm in the air. So you might bring your hand behind your head. You could also do that with your legs extended, where you lean towards one leg a bit. I'd take a prop, put it inside of my leg. Just a little stretch through your side body. Reclined. Lay down. I'll start with my legs bent. Slide your shoulders a little bit to the left. It's like a little slide to the left. Maybe a scoot of your shoulders to the left. So the pull might be from right hip to right shoulder. Your arms can relax. You could reach your arms overhead. Some of us will straighten our legs and then do the same thing with our feet. Scoot them a little bit towards the left. Here's where we get the visual of a banana shape. Or how it could be like an avocado, right? Or a carrot that you kind of just sliced a certain way. It could be still in a shavasana. You still breathe through your side body in the same type of way. Eddie's crossed her ankles. Take time, yep. We marinate with it. And I see most of you have chosen the reclined version. Good choice. Yoga is the study of balance. And balance is the aim of all living creatures. Balance is our home. Quote by Rolf Gates. Yoga is the study of balance. Balance is the aim of all living creatures. It is our home. Deb, you look comfy. Give me a thumbs up. Is that a prop supporting you? Okay, awesome. Howie's giving me a thumbs up too. Okay. And I think Marcia created more of a jalapeno, so it got spicy. So she started to shift out. You'll still feel some stretch when you do release. Start to slowly unwind it, uncross things, bring your legs center. Yes, Tiffany, release your arms. Deb's hugging her knees in. Howie's stretching his hands up. Tiffany's mirror showing me some windshield wipering. That's helpful. Marcia's ready for the other side. Are you ready? Maybe not. Banana Miss Barbara, rainbow effect. Take your body in the opposite direction to the right side for the side body stretch. Marcia has an internal clock. It happens to always know when she's balanced. 2 more breaths, unless you want to linger longer. Start to bring things back to your center. Find the shifts or the stillness. Take an open mouth exhale. Sometimes you have to slow down so the world around you can catch up to your vision. There are certain moments in life and situations where there is nothing for you to do but be still. Rather than forcing things into existence, slow down, practice being still silent, and waiting patiently. Connect with the flow of life that already is. Use this time to reflect, restore, and rejuvenate, to prepare yourself for action. Scan your body, your mind in all angles, and determine what you might need to do to balance out your practice before we come into the pentacle pose of rest. Did you move your spine enough? Your hips? Your feet, your ankles? Your head, your shoulders, your neck? For me, I'm at the point of year where balance means slowing down and getting more rest. I've had the privilege of teaching for you Call This Yoga all the seasons of the year, as well as volunteering my time now on the board of directors. So I'm going to shift into rest, grabbing all the stuff that makes me comfortable. Continue to move, breathe as you need. The rest will be our longest hold. You'll know it's time to reawaken when you hear the sound of a bell. But you're not stuck in the Zoom. Feel free to go at any time as well. If you happen to depart before I do, I wish you peace, peace, peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We appreciate you supporting us in this big way by being present and showing that virtual yoga still stands today. Let me know if you want me to hit snooze for 5 more minutes. Our hour is up. Move your body in any way. You're not required to sit up. I choose to sit in a position that creates length in my back, where I can be proud in my chest for the day's work. Courtney, thank you for sharing your face at the end of class. Merging my hands together, balancing out all the dualities of left and right. Again, peace, peace, peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please enjoy the rest of this Giving Tuesday. Give your positive energy to those that come your way. Thank you again. You call this yoga. We have additional classes today. Maybe you visit us for more. We even have yoga in Spanish, which is a great way to practice in your mind things done in a different type of way. So it's not just for those of us that speak Spanish. In addition to asking for donations, we have a silent auction that's going on. One of the items that's being auctioned is a weekend retreat that I'm a part of called the Yoga Retreat for Women of Color. It's at Kripalu, which is a retreat center in Massachusetts. So if you're on our emails, I'm sure you're seeing links about our donations and our silent auction going on. Maybe you bid on a weekend retreat. It includes program and lodging. You're just required to bring your own or get your own transportation. And those of you that do not identify as women of color, we appreciate you just supporting us and knowing that it's another way of making yoga accessible to people that might not be as open to coming into spaces like ours. So thank you.